Hello, ACPS staff. In this short video, we're going to take a look at the options to ink on your computer screen when you're working in Smart Notebook. But instead of doing this with just a blank notebook file, I'm actually going to set up a very specific scenario so that you would know how to do something similar if this is what you needed. So in this scenario, we're going to use the example that I want to show students how to edit a classmate's submission, do some peer editing. So on my screen here, I have just a sample document. This one happens to be a PDF. It doesn't matter for this scenario if it were a PowerPoint or a Word document or a Google Doc. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a feature called Print to Smart Notebook. And that's going to allow me to take all the content in this pretend student submission and put it into a Smart Notebook file so that I can do digital annotations over top of that. So let's go through those steps. So here where I have the PDF open, I'm going to go to File and I'm going to choose Print. But instead of choosing my Canon or my Epson or my actual printer, right here at the top, I'm going to click the drop down and I'm going to choose this option that says Send to Smart Notebook. So I'm printing it to Smart Notebook. And then I'm going to click Print. And it is going to take a moment. You'll see that progress bar there telling me how far it's gone. And when it's done, it should open Smart Notebook for me. So here we have the document printed into Smart Notebook as a page. And you'll see if I click on it that what it's done is it's basically put it in as a picture or an object here on the page. And that means that one of the things I want to do before I try and get started with this is I want to click this drop down here and I want to choose Lock and I want to lock this object in place. Now that's going to help me when I go to pick up a pen and start inking over this to make sure that I don't accidentally drag the page to the right or left and start getting frustrated because it's not working the way I want it to. So now that I've got my document on the page here and I've got it locked in place, I'm ready to start inking over it. And just like we did if you watched the video on Jamboard, really the trick with a touchscreen is to do all of this with your finger. So I'm going to reach over and I'm going to select my pens from my toolbar here, and then I'm going to select the color of ink that I would like to work with. So blue in this instance here. I can also choose that drop down next to my pencil, and I have lots of different types of inking tools available. I have a standard pen, there's crayons, highlighters, X pen, creative, paintbrush, and so on. Right now, I'm just going to stick with the standard pen and again, choose that blue ink. So now I can take my finger and I can write on the page by circling something that I would like to, or drawing an arrow to another area. I can switch from the pen down here to a highlighter and change the color. And I can highlight some of this text to draw my students' attention to it, and so on. So when you are finished annotating, you click back on the cursor to turn off the pen tool, and that's it for annotating in Smart Notebook, and specifically over top of some kind of a document.